Yes. There. No, obviously not. There. Eric, as you can see here, is a little bit rough around the edges, and I'm going to change some more of that today. That fuel filler flap, as many have suggested, maybe I should put the black one back on. But big fruity explosions. That wing in particular, and well, that one's not too bad. I might leave that one for the moment. Is a rather sorrowful looking thing, isn't it? Yeah. I could try and knock it back into shape, but let's just replace it with a better one. Yeah. Whilst I'm at it, and I've been feeling brave with painting and stuff, why not tackle this horrible mess here? Made worse by the overspray of the paint that doesn't really look too good. I don't think I could make it any worse. I hope I can't make it any worse. Today is Thursday, and it's already almost afternoon, and Nigel does need his thermostat housing being taken care of. But that's not a problem because DJMRs are sending me one as I make this video now. But I'm not sure whether I'll have time to actually fit it for Sunday. And Sunday I'm going to the Motorist to meet up with the people for Matt's furious driving social get-together malarkey thing. That means I've got to take a different car. And that different car is bound to be Eric.
Missing bit of footage.
As well, start preparing the wing right now. What we need here are those tiny holes filling with the P38 stuff. Rubbing back. And then basically just preparing it for paint of the correct colour. Of which I haven't got at the moment, but I will have quite soon. Wait 20 minutes. Answer some comments. Stop what you're doing. It is now time to go and get some paint. Get some paint. Get some paint. I'm off to buy some paint. And naturally, whilst singing a song about going and getting some paint, I have managed to forget the paint code of the paint that I wish to acquire. Come on, let's get through these lights. Too many traffic lights in Rochdale. If you like traffic lights, sitting around in traffic, getting frustrated, you should visit Rochdale. It'll be right up your street. Now, I don't know about you, but that's no, it's a Vauxhall Mocha, not a Skoda. I would say that has ever so slightly copied the back of the facelift Rover 25, especially with what mine's going to look like afterwards. Another piece of carpet, ho ho ho, another piece of carpet, ho ho. A rather badly designed bit of road, isn't it then? I like that paint shop, but it's taken me over an hour just to go out and get some paint, and that's exactly the reason why I've ended up using Amazon quite a bit recently. Hear that? Somebody's walking on the roof. Well, Toby Charles, it is almost May, and when May comes around, you come out. I'm very much looking forward to that. Gosh, this is the best bit. One good thing about doing this while filming it is you can see when you've been shaking it for a minute. And I think that's how long you're supposed to shake it for. That'll do. That's my first two goes over, and it's a bit orange peely, but this needs lacquer as well. And of course, what I will also be doing is rubbing it back as well once it's dry. Dry. First coat of lacquer. There are a couple of dull bits on there still, but they're going away. Quite a few little fragments finding their way in there as well, unfortunately. There's a chap I know up the road who does spraying. He's very reasonable. He's very good at his job. He could do this and make it look fantastic. So why don't I do that? The answer is I want to learn how to do it myself. Getting a bit high on paint fumes in there though. That's my second go over with the lacquer, and it's It's still got some slightly dull patches on there. So hopefully that will come up once it's polished, cut back. It's horrible in there. I want to be outside now. Still got 2 hours before I have to go. So I may as well make a start on these arches, hadn't I? Oh, another big letdown of this car is this. Made worse when it's clean because it's been sprayed on. It's just blown over there. You can see the black's not even correct. That's not dirt, that's paint. So let's get rid of it. Good news, it's all solid metal. It's just the result of a stone chip, I guess. Lashings of filler on there, all ready to be scraped back off again. I haven't put it on the inside there because I'll just paint that bit. Don't really matter if it's smoothing, or does it? I just want it not to be rusty. In recent times I've done an awful lot of stuff in here to try and make it better organised. Make it somewhere I can find things, make it somewhere that I can work effectively. And that's included all of these shelves and making them somewhere more useful. And I'm looking for two things, and as usual what's happened is I found something I wasn't expecting to find. All this time wasted waiting for P38 filler, and I have some there. Dusty, shaky hands. Look at that. They're shaking. That's what power tools do for you. Reasonably well until got a bit of a reaction there. It's a bit lumpy as well, but from that angle it doesn't look too bad, so I'll be happy with that. It's like it's eating that cardboard box, doesn't it? Well, when you look quite closely you can see it's not a particularly good repair, but the question is it better than it was before? And is it finished? No. This wing's going to come up okay with a good flatting, I reckon, but I've still got an awful lot to learn. I'm satisfied with getting things wrong if I can see where I've gone wrong and I can change it for next time, and if I can learn from my mistakes, because again it's one of those things where I'm not being taught how to do it, I'm just figuring it out. Question is, does this one look better than that one? And it sort of does, doesn't it? Ideally I could do with leaving this for a few days for that paint to properly harden before fitting it, because it doesn't take much to just catch it and it will just tear some paint off. Noodles. Yeah? What do you reckon to that? There's a bit of tidying up I need to... Oh, look at that bit there. Look at that bit. Well, I've got some on the tow bar as well, but obviously it's just crusty metal that's going to come off. That and the fog lamp bezels on the front, I didn't bother rubbing the paint back at all, because just in case I didn't really like it, I thought if I do that then just spray it on. If I like it, great. If I don't like it, then it makes it more difficult to correct. I've only got 15 minutes left now to get everything tidied up and the car put away and stuff. So that is the end for today, but not the end of the episode, because this car is going to have what may be its first ever car show. Well, it will be. This will be this car's first ever car show, for sure, on Sunday. So I want to make sure it looks okay. I forgot just how much I quite like driving Eric as well. I know it keeps doing that. Triggering my camera into thinking it's had an accident because of acceleration. That's funny. I like it. Should we do it again? Huh? Not sure why I did it then. Just up ahead here is a... Oh, that van's moved in the way. But it's a yellow Passat. It's got me thinking, I like yellow cars, but big cars don't suit. Big cars don't suit yellow. Why is that? Well, I've got a thought. I reckon it might be because yellow is a bit like a really strong flavour. It's very nice, but if you have too much of it, Like you wouldn't, I like the taste of ginger, but you wouldn't just peel some ginger and eat ginger alone, would you? So I think it's a bit like that. The Passat's too big to be yellow. That's why these bigger German cars, they look best in grey or silver, which is basically bread or pasta. Cloves, yeah, they're really nice. They're good in curries, but you wouldn't eat a whole one.
The next day.
Back in the yard of dystopian nightmare. There's no lights. The electric has gone off. So I can. It's not entirely gone off because the kettle's still working. Yeah, everything's not working except the kettle. The flow of electricity isn't going to the lights, in other words. It's going to the sockets. Yeah. Front end up, wheel off. That means that the wing is coming off. Excuse me while I choke on some egg. Yeah, see, the thing is, I could just edit that bit out where my voice is going a bit funny because I've got some egg stuck in my throat, but I thought you'd probably prefer that to the rest of the video, so I'll leave that bit in. Taking off wings on a Rover 25, easy. Just unpleasant because obviously it involves dirt, and it'll also involve rust as well, because where that rusty corner is, you can bet that bracket that holds the bit together is rusty and won't want to come off. Yeah. Anyway, I do believe it is now cable tie time, because this silly mop I've got here really will be in the way. My wife tells me it looks bonkers having a cable tie, and that I have to take it out as soon as I get in, and quite often I don't. But I think it's rather stylish. Yeah. Just wait till she sees this one. So, with the wheel off, what I have to do is remove the mud flap with these 3 screws there, which no doubt will be rusted on. And then the inner wing, which no doubt will give me trouble. And then the 2 10mm bolts just under there, which will be rusted on. As suspected, the 3 screws that hold the mud flap on are completely useless. That means I need an angle grinder just to get some mud flaps off. And where are my goggles? Where have they gone? Where have they gone to? Where are you over there? Where have my goggles gone to? As you can see, there's nobody over there. Also, because the lights aren't working today, it's going to make them even more difficult to find than normal. Oh, they're there. Right, okay, good. You're required to be a little bit resourceful. There we go. Job done. Well, the first part. Shouldn't really go giving myself a pat on the back where I've just removed 3 screws and that's all so far. Just behind the inner wing we naturally find lots of dirt, but curiously some sort of tree growing. How does that work? There's no light in there, but there wasn't anyway. I knew it. Yes, I did. Under there's 2 10mm bolts, both rusted properly on. And when I say rusted on, I mean I actually can get a grip on them, but it's where they're like the top part. You need a spanner in there as well, and a spanner with a rather unusual edge because there doesn't really feel to be much of an edge there. So I'm going to have to do this the rough way after all. Remove everything except the 2 that are here, and then bend it over and tackle it that way. You know, I've had to do with these in the past is remove the bumper and the wings at the same time. Yes, you see the problem? Not good, is it? No, it's not. Well, it's going slowly. One thing I didn't consider is possible damage to the bumper during that collision. And it's kind of stretched it a bit there, so where it was fitted okay before, it's not now. Poor Eric. That is properly done up. Properly done up, and look at the gap. I mean, it is a Rover, and the bracket's missing from the inside because it's completely goosed. That might be as good a panel gap as I can get, but I'm going to see if I can make this paint look a bit better by flattening it back. That's much more like the kind of shine I was after. The only thing is, I've damaged the paint there and there and there. So there we go. It's not exactly right back to the start, but that isn't perfect.